What are we looking at? We are looking at a chart which basically represents, I should say picture, which represents just the administration of blue light at the peak wavelength of 469 nanometers. Technical, I know, but for 30 minutes, just being projected from a cube sitting on a desk or table. What is that translating to? That is translating to greater gray matter volume, as well as certain areas of the brain in regard to sensory relay also increasing in volume with pain, touch, things along those lines. That's just one. Go to the next one. You're looking at basically sleeping earlier or falling asleep easier, waking up earlier, and as well as that, increased sleep time. Followed by that, faster reaction speeds, faster accuracy of reaction speed. And again, to reiterate, what are we using to achieve these goals? 30 minutes, blue light at a peak wavelength of 469 nanometers for 30 minutes a day over 6 weeks. Now, albeit, these results in individuals with mild traumatic brain injury. So, it may not get the same benefit per se if an individual does not. However, still, just the same, amazing. Let us get right into the research as follows, and I truly encourage you. What I'm just showing you is just part of what is basically published in the full research. As you look at the full research, it is amazing. To proceed as follows. Blue light can help mild traumatic brain injury. Daily exposure to blue light each morning helps retrain the circadian rhythm so that people get better, more regular sleep. This is likely true for everybody, but we, quoting, recently demonstrated in people recovering from mild traumatic brain injury, or mTBI, that improvement in sleep was translated into improvements in cognitive function, reduced daytime sleepiness, and actual brain repair. In a randomized clinical trial, adults with mTBI used a cube-like device that shines bright light with a peak wavelength of 469 nanometers at participants from their desks or tables for 30 minutes early each morning for 6 weeks. Control groups, because it was a randomized, placebo-controlled study, were exposed to bright amber light. All right, so you get a comparison. But that's it. They're not swallowing a capsule or pill or medication or using some sort of other brain stimulation device. They're just simply in the presence of blue light, sitting on a desk or table for 30 minutes each morning. But to proceed. The circadian rhythm is one of the most powerful influences on human behavior, according to researchers. Humans evolved on a planet for millions of years, the 24-hour light-dark cycle, and that's deeply ingrained in our cells. If we can get you sleeping regularly at the same time each morning, that's much better because the body and the brain can more effectively coordinate all these repair processes. As a result of the blue light treatment, participants fell asleep and woke an average of 1 hour earlier than before the trial, were less sleepy during the daytime. Participants improved their speed and efficiency in brain processing and showed an increase in volume in the pulvinar nucleus, an area of the brain responsible for visual attention. Neural connections and communication flow between the pulvinar nucleus and other parts of the brain that drive alertness and cognitions were also strengthened. Going back to the first picture. To proceed, now I'll read it's the topic paragraph from the full study, because it really addresses it the best. And then we'll go back to basically the public news release. To proceed as follows. During a 6-week randomized placebo-controlled trial of daily light exposure, quoting, we found that 30 minutes of morning blue wavelength light was more effective than amber wave-like placebo light at shifting sleep-wake periods, reducing subjective and objective sleepiness and improving cognitive performance among participants recovering from mild traumatic brain injury. Moreover, compared to amber light, the blue light intervention was associated with increases in gray matter volume with posterior thalamus and greater structural and functional thalamocortical connectivity, as well as multiple associations between improvements in cognitive performance and the observed physiological changes. These findings are consistent with the hypothesized role of morning blue wavelength light in phase advancing and circadian rhythm of sleep and alertness, and postulated role in sleep accelerated neural repair process. This is part of the reason why I wanted to read from the full study. Together, these findings point to the IPRGC, a CN-mediated circadian system, and a critical contributor to the brain repair process. It suggests potential target mechanisms for intervention to facilitate recovery following brain injury. Now I want to go to the conclusion from the full press release, the public press release, I should state. And keep in mind, this is just a reference to mild traumatic brain injury. If you look at increases in brain volume in certain areas and sensory relays, gray matter, and so on and so forth, you could begin to possibly correlate where that may help with other types of conditions, whether it may even benefit in individuals with dementia, so on and so forth. But again, that's publisher bias being added. However, though, if you look at those brain volume differences in just 6 weeks, it makes you at least wonder. But to proceed as follows. The team planned to continue the research to see if blue light improves sleep quality and how light therapy might affect emotional and psychiatric disorders. The researcher believes that most people, whether injured or healthy, could benefit from correctly timed morning blue light exposure, a theory he hopes to prove for certain in future studies. And it's a great theory overall. Again, we've covered blue light before in regard to a myriad of other conditions. However, in this case specifically, when you review through the full study and you see the improvements, how rapidly the blue light has improved a lot of the functions in regard to mild traumatic brain injury over the control group, the amber light, within a 6-week period of time, if this was a medication or a drug or something else along those lines, most people would say it's an incredible breakthrough. However, being blue light, just sitting on a cube on a table at 469 nanometers, for 30 minutes, it gives the appearance of being superfluous. However, though, the results are just amazing. It needs to be pursued much further. Imagine even with schools, basically incorporating blue light for morning class study and so on and so forth. So students are more awake or alert during the day. You can see where this can go. But again, blue light in regard to mild traumatic brain injury, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful promise. Further studies need to be conducted, but still just the same, incredible. Again, this is Ralph Turchiano, seeing you once again. Hopefully look forward to seeing you, if I could speak appropriately, in the next 7 days. Thank you very much for listening. DUI citation will be linked there on the YouTube channel so you can follow it to the full published study itself. And I really do encourage it so you can look at in amazement in regard to the results that the researchers received in this particular study. Again, Ralph signing off. Thank you very much for listening. Gratitude, and catch you all next time. See you then. Bye.